Yes, people, we are back live on Pi Radio for another edition of From a Third Eye View, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Mr. I've seen more in the night than you've seen in your life. My light Stro is in the building, and we have a very special guest in the building as well. Very special guest, someone we've worked with a plethora, many times. Chelsea fan, knows his stuff. He has his moments with some of his wild opinions, you know what I'm saying, but he backs them up more often than not. Yeah, that's why he's laughing. So we got Latimus Prime in the building. So we'll start with you, Prime. Obviously, welcome to the show. It's good to I don't know if this is your first time or we've had you on before.
First time.
This is the
First time
first
on
time.
Pi Radio.
All right, so debut, let's go. So debut for Prime on From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio. So how you doing first and foremost? Forget football. How are you doing?
Me personally, I'm good.
Yeah.
Christmas time's coming up, near the end of the year, so I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Yeah, man. All blessed, man.
All
Day
blessed.
more streams, just keeping it working, keeping it moving, etc. And Stro, of course, how you doing as well? My fellow co-host of the show. Talk to me.
Hey, you said one special guest. You forgot to mention the other special guest, John Watson, sat in the Pi Radio studio.
This guy. Yo, you know what it is? It's just cold in here. That's what it is. For those that were
So
locked
for those
in,
of you that don't know, before Flawless comes up with a PR answer, Flawless is actually at the ground at Stockport commentating Stockport versus Trafford, so we will be keeping us updated with the scores.
guys, I do look like I'm in the gantry,
That's what-
like fully like in the gantry, like staying wrapped up, like I'm about to come. All I'm missing is the
It's
commentator
just the
thing.
microphone.
Yeah, a microphone. That's it. Them old school mics. That's what it is now. It's just cold in Pirate because it's in a warehouse. People, for those that don't know, so that's why if you watch Sarcasm City TV, obviously we just did stats, facts, and vibes. I did the Champions League draw reaction. And as Peter pointed out, as the show went on, I just put on more and more clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's cold. It's cold. I was like, yo, I put on that. I had the hat and the hoodie on. I put on the jacket. I got the belly here and that. Like, yo, it's just cold. These are all for staying warm purposes. What are you telling me, Stro, though? You good?
I'm good.
All right, cool. Well, obviously, for those that don't know, From a Third Eye View is a Premier League show. However, Champions League draw. And normally, the Champions League draw, we just run through the ties. But UEFA somehow, miraculously, managed to find a way to mess up a simple draw. How that is, I don't know. But the thing is, actually, I shouldn't say I don't know because I know what UEFA are and I know how incompetent they are. So we'll go over to you, Stro. Explain to the people what went wrong and your thoughts on it going wrong before we even get into the draw.
So, watching the draw, Real Madrid, Bayern, etc., and then it comes to the Manchester United game, right? Mm-hmm. So Manchester United get drawn, and then Villarreal get drawn. Yeah. Now, obviously, for those of you that obviously have been watching the Champions League, Villarreal and Manchester United were in the same group. At no point should they ever been drawn against each other, and that can't happen. How it's happened, I absolutely don't know. As a result, what happened then was UEFA then panicked, did some kind of draw after that. I don't know how they came to the PSG game, but lo and behold, Manchester United versus PSG. Liverpool then draw Salzburg, etc. As a result of the complete, utter farce and mess up that UEFA decided to, I don't know how on earth they've managed to get to that point. They then had to do a complete redraw at 2:00 this afternoon. Mm-hmm. Atletico were kicking off because they wanted to know how they've managed to make such mistakes and find out what they've done to prevent it. Manchester United, understandably, were kicking off because they didn't want PSG. And they don't understand how it's ended up with PSG when they withdrew Villarreal first, and they wanted to know how that happened, rightfully so. Villarreal were kicking off because they ended up with Manchester City in the end. So they were kicking off, were saying, well, wait a minute, you've made the mistake of what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Every single team at some point chuck the name in the hat to make a complaint. Understandable, because a competition as big as the Champions League should never be having these kind of issues. Mm-hmm. You expect it like lower league when you do the FA Cup and you're in like the early rounds, like preliminary rounds, final preliminary round. You expect those kind of mistakes to happen then. Not on the world stage, BT Sport, Champions League draw for the quarterfinals. Like, what are we doing? Like, how?
What are we doing?
Like, I can't wrap my head around how it's come to this. And it's just, And then obviously straight away after that, it was reported, look, it's potentially going to be redrawn. And in my head, I was just thinking, I can understand why they're going to potentially go down that route, but how damning would it be as a brand to UEFA for the Champions League to get redrawn due to a mistake that they've made? And then it got redrawn. And then I looked back and I was just like, so what? So I was like, who was involved in this? And then Andre Arshavin popped up. Now, Arsenal.
Arsenal, Champions League. Recipe for disaster.
Much history in the Champions League, so I can understand how they messed that up one way or another.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, here we are. Brand new redraw at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Cheers, UEFA.
Here we are. Hey, UEFA, thank you very much. Innit? Like, even though your incompetence annoyed a lot of people, you saved me a lot of heartbreak and just dealing with a lot. So for those that don't know, I put out a tweet yesterday before I went to sleep. And as well, yeah, Stroll, move back a little bit from the camera as well. Move back a little bit too close. And I said, if Manchester United draw PSG, I'll be very, very annoyed. And lo and behold, we drew PSG. So then when I woke up, because I didn't wake up for the draw, I had DMs on Twitter, comments on Instagram, DMs on Instagram, WhatsApp. Oh, United have drew PSG. Ha, ha, ha. So I didn't open my phone because I was like, I'm just going to deal with this later. Like, you don't start off the day on a bad note. So I had no idea. Then when I finally was like, all right, let's face the music, and opened up my phone and my Twitter and my gram, etc., I'm seeing United Madrid. So I'm like befuddled. Then I see people talking about UEFA, messed up the draw, etc. And then I had to go to Google, check that we got Atletico Madrid. And I was like, the footballing universe is smiling on me. And it has been smiling on me. Ever since Ollie left, it's been nothing but blue skies. Yeah, you laugh, Prime. You laugh, Prime. Because we've had this discussion. Because for those that don't know why Prime is laughing so hard, we was on a live stream together, Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. And Prime is someone who believed that I was too harsh on Ollie at times.
Yeah.
And he was like, what is the game that turned you? And I told him it was Rochdale in the Carabao Cup. And then he put himself on mute. We all still on the stream answering questions. And he's watching the Rochdale game. And he's watching Pogba limping out of the tunnel at home to Rochdale in the Carabao Cup. And these are the type of things that this manager put me through. As I said this, if Ollie was still in charge in that the first draw, we would have got Sporting. Also, and then the second draw, we would have got PSG. The footballing gods are smiling on us. So I'll get onto Atletico Madrid and further why I didn't want PSG, but I'm happy we didn't get PSG. But over to you, Prime. Obviously, Chelsea got Lille, which is, I suppose from a Chelsea standpoint, excellent. It's the best you could have hoped for? Or were you one of those fans who were like, bring on Bayern Munich? What was your thoughts?
I mean, on our day, I believe we can beat anyone. So I wouldn't have mind if we played Bayern Munich. But obviously, you want, in theory, the easiest draw you can possibly get. And we managed to get Lille twice. Don't know how that happened, but I'm not going to complain. Maybe Roman did a deal.
Allegedly.
1,000%.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Let me just say that. I love you. I love you, Roman. So
and the views of Prime are the views of Prime, and not from a third eye view or Pi Radio as a company. Thank you.
Yes.
Go on, carry on.
Cheers with the PR.
But yeah, no. I look at United. I think Atletico is a tricky draw. I think PSG would have been easier.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because I think I don't rate PSG.
You said
I don't
this.
rate PSG.
You have said
and
this.
I think how they play as a team collectively, they're not that great. I know people say, "Oh, they're still top of," and stuff like that. But how they've been playing in their own league up against the teams that are more defensively structured has been quite awful. They can't really break them down as much. Yeah. And how they were in their group, again against Club Brugge, I think in the first game especially, was absolutely awful. I think Man United, the pace you guys have, Greenwood, Rashford, etc., on the counter attack, I think you can beat them. Atletico Madrid, you guys struggle to break down low blocks, and Atletico is the best in the world at doing that. So, but then again, in 2 months, in February, who knows where your team will be?
Facts.
So it's all hindsight, really. But yeah, Liverpool's draw. Well, Stroll will probably speak about that. So
yeah,
not me,
we will do.
Me to mention.
And let's Stroll. I will just run through all the ties as well. All the ties that were drawn. This is second time round, so this is official. There's no third draw going to be happening, people. So PSG versus Real Madrid, Sporting versus Manchester City, Salzburg versus Bayern Munich, Inter Milan versus Liverpool, Chelsea versus Lille, Villarreal versus Juventus, Atletico Madrid versus Manchester United, and Benfica versus Ajax. So obviously, there Liverpool versus Inter Milan. We'll get Stroll's thoughts on that. So your thoughts, and I'm guessing as well, Prime, you're confident of going through against Lille as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And were you one of those fans though? Are you like me and say, bring me the easiest possible draw? Like I'm not fussed about the glamorized because certain fans, Bainsy's one of them. Saeed's like that. Lewis is very carefree. Lewis, he's very annoyed about drawing Leo. He wanted Ajax or Bayern Munich. Ajax for non-footballing reasons. But here we are. Go on.
You want the easier draw, but if we I'm not afraid of Bayern Munich if we play them. I don't think they're that great. I think they're very much beatable. Mm-hmm. Real Madrid, they're performing a lot better than they were last year, so I think they might be a threat. PSG could be we might have been able to face them. Again, like I said, I don't rate how they are either. So I think these bigger teams, they're not as great when you actually look into them, in my opinion.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. And we'll go over to Stroll, Liverpool, Inter Milan. I'm presuming we've not spoken on this, but I'm guessing you're happy about that draw.
Yeah. I preferred the Salzburg game.
Bring me Salzburg. I'm with you. Salzburg, Sporting. I'm on that wave, but talk about it in Milan. How do you go on?
It's another trip to the San Siro, Divok's home. So, don't really matter. It's
Did you say Divok's home?
Divok's home. And then
we really pushing a Rigi prop. It's now 2022 now. Are we running into
joking aside, it's not Divok's home, it's Nat Phillips' home. Did you see Nat Phillips turn like Maldini in the box and send Kessie and whoever it was to the shops?
No, I didn't.
Did you see that?
Nah, I didn't. Nah.
Listen.
No. Maldini.
It's one of them where what?
Nah, he said it was Maldini. He said Maldini-esque turn. They call him now. Yeah, they call him Maldini Phillips. That's what they call him.
But it's joking aside, it's one of them where played well at the San Siro. San Siro is a historic ground, and unfortunately, it's going to get knocked down over the next year or two, which is sad to see for history reasons. So, every opportunity you get to go to the San Siro is a special one. I'm happy with the Inter Milan game. Like I said, I prefer Salzburg because it is what it is. But listen, any game Liverpool have got Anfield in the second leg, doesn't matter who the team is in Europe, good luck. Good luck. Whilst the fans are in the form that they're in, atmosphere is the way that it is. It's one of them where, for years, Liverpool fans would fancy any team in the world in the Champions League more than they would the actual league because you know the history of Anfield. Look at Barcelona, 4-0. Dortmund when we needed a result. Olympiacos, Real Madrid, Inter Milan back then, like I can name you so many times at Anfield where it's just flipped on its head because Anfield will it kind of sucks the ball into the goal. So yeah, I'm happy, very happy.
So Stroll's very happy with his tie. Obviously, Prime's very happy with his tie because both Chelsea and Liverpool have had favourable draws. With me, obviously, we'll talk first and foremost about PSG and why I didn't want to. I've watched PSG like a few times this season. Are they a good team? No. Are they a cohesive unit? No. But in a knockout tie, when you have Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, you have, and I keep saying this, you have 3 players who can turn a tie on its head. Adding to that Di Maria, they've also got Verratti as well. And I've spoke in depth on this very show about Manchester United being individual brilliance. They are individual brilliance 2.0. I don't believe there's a better front three on paper than that. Obviously, it's not translated to the pitch, and Poch is still trying to get it right. And I watched him against City both times. They weren't good. I watched them against Bruges. They were slightly better. But every time I've seen them, I've not been impressed. But the reason why I didn't want them was, one, for that reason. And secondly, as well, when there's teams like Salzburg and Sportings in the pot as well. I don't get this bring me the toughest opposition, the glamorized under the lights at Old Trafford. Word to Saeed, word to Bainsy, like, bring me PSG. I really wanted PSG. Why?
Nah,
like, why? Go on, talk about it.
They're doing it because, well, I'm assuming, I haven't heard exactly what they said, but I'm assuming they're saying it because of the weights being lifted with Ollie. Now, all of a sudden, you feel like you can take on anyone. I think that's why because that's how I kind of was after the first leg last year against Atletico Madrid, and the performance we had, whether or not people think it was great, getting away with that 1-0 win. I was so gassed. I said, next leg or next tie, or next round, I want to face Bayern Munich. I don't care. Bring me anyone. We can beat anyone.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they're sort of, gassed and saying that. And to be fair, they might have a point. Rangnick is meant to be one of the great managers. And you do have again, this team was supposed to be in the summer a title challenging team. Like, let's not pretend you can't beat PSG.
Yeah,
because you can.
I'm in agreement with that. Like, they are gassed with the manager. I'm over the moon with the manager. I'm gassed. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into that. 2 wins out of 2. Don't shake your head, Stro. 2 wins out of 2. 2 clean sheets. We out here. You know what I'm saying? And that, like I keep putting word to string a bell from the wire. I put the word out there. We back up, and we have been. Double R Mafia in the building. However, I'm confident. If Manchester United would have drawn PSG, I'm confident we go through. Like, I'm not doubting that. Like, I have us as favorites, and I'm confident we go through. But when you look at the other opposition you could potentially get, I am not picking PSG. You don't go for PSG and go, yeah, that's the team I want to face. Obviously, it's look at the draw, so you have no control. But yes, bring me Inter Milan, bring me Sporting, and onto the team we actually got in Atletico Madrid. They're another side. Good side, yes. Good team, yes. Cohesive team, absolutely. Am I fearful of them? No, I'm not fearful. I'm still confident United go through in this time. And if we don't, that's on us. And I've seen people. Go on, fam.
I think Liverpool might have hindered United this season in the Champions League with this Atletico Madrid draw, because we slapped them both times. Do you honestly think that they're going to let Manchester United come to their neck of the woods? They are going to be typical Simeone.
Absolutely.
In a knockout game, and they are going to be horrible.
Yep.
They're going to kill the clock. They're going to do everything. They're going to sit back. They are going to turn into Burnley 2.0.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That's a bit disrespectful to Sean Dyche and Burnley, but we move off that. We're not doing your disrespect in it. You know what I'm saying? Sean Dyche and Gabbana, man, he's so disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Like, ain't stayed in the Premier League for, what is it, 6 years in a row?
Guy.
I'm saying, is it 6 years in a row?
Prime.
So 6 years in a row?
Flawless is the president of the Sean Dyche fan club.
I am not.
Oh no, I'm up there with him. I love Sean Dyche.
Prime, I won't go that far, but Prime's a real one. Because, like, Sean Dyche does, I bet it's the same thing, Prime. He's done a good job at Burnley, and people just don't give him respect because of their football's not entertaining. But hey, you know all about losing to West Ham. Look what happened this weekend. But we move. As I was saying, anyway, back to Atletico Madrid. Should have took a page out. Did you get me? The Sean Dyche playbook. But here we are. As I was saying, don't worry, we'll get to Burnley, West Ham. Don't worry about it. Some people can deal with hammers, other teams can't. It happens. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's Chelsea. Well, where was we at? Yeah, Atletico Madrid. They are going to do that. What I think favors us, though, and I think it was Peter who mentioned this as well, the no away goals, which I'm unhappy about overall. But it forces at some point Atletico Madrid in this tie have to attack at some point. Even if they go a goal up, if we then score, say they beat us 1-0 at their place, and then we 1-0 up at Old Trafford, they can't just sit back. They have to, and then even if it then becomes 1-1 and they're 2-1 up, they have to go for it at some point. Like, there's no say. You don't have the point I'm making is you don't have the safety net of the away goal. Because if they score one away goal from away, if they score one goal at OT, then it's all hands on deck. Then you're like, breaking these men down.
Maybe you can say that for other teams, but Atletico Madrid, they can hold on to a one. If say they score within the first 10 minutes of the first leg, they can hold on to that 1-0 for the two ties. So I wouldn't take that into,
They could 100% they could hold on to that for but I fancy our chances breaking down anybody with the players we have and the manager we now have. We're not solely relying on individual brilliance. You mentioned it about it being in February. By then, I expected Ralph to have implemented his playing style on the team. He might bring some players in. He might lose. Some players might leave as well. So that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I'm thoroughly confident going through in this time. And this happens a lot when Manchester United draw teams in the Champions League. I've said this before and I'll say this again. If Atletico Madrid had our team with our manager and we had their team with their manager, this is not being billed as if it's close. Not in the slightest. If Atletico Madrid had Pogba and Bruno and Rashford and Greenwood and Martial and Cristiano Ronaldo and Ralph was there, this is not being billed as 50-50 or 60-40. That's not me disrespecting Atletico Madrid. That's me saying, let's just call a spade a spade. They might win the tie. I'm not saying United don't walk through them. I'm not saying we blow through them and it's 4-5-0. But I'm confident of winning this tie. Absolutely. Like, I'm not fearful of Atletico Madrid. The respect is there, but I'm not fearful like I would fear a PSG. Simply
Is there any
because
teams you are fearful of?
Liverpool.
what in the Premier League? I mean, in the Champions League? Sorry, fearful, not fearful, but we wouldn't be favorites. Like against any of the English teams, we wouldn't be favorites. Against Bayern Munich, we're not favorites. Against Real Madrid, we're not favorites. However, I'm confident we could go through in those ties, even though we're not favorites. But say we drew Liverpool, and you was on here and said Liverpool are the favorites, United have little to no chance. I'd understand that same way Prime as a Chelsea fan if he said that, because you're both currently better teams than we are. And you can add City to that. You can add Bayern Munich to that. You can add Real Madrid to that. I'm confident against anybody that we can give anybody a game out of those 5 sides I mentioned and get through. I'm confident of going deep into the Champions League. Not winning it, but a semi-final is a possibility to me. Go on, Brian.
But you're in the quote-unquote individual brilliance you have. Yeah. Does that not put you on par with?
I would never bet individual brilliance against very good to great sides with individual brilliance and a great team. We're not a great team yet.
No, I know. That's not what I mean. I mean in terms of like, I know you could play Chelsea for 2 legs and play your hearts out and fight for your lives, and a moment of individual brilliance, like say a set piece from Ronaldo or whichever, can get you through. That's my point. That we don't have that, and that's something I've been saying about Chelsea. We don't have that quality in the final third. We can defend, but like if we have to face Man United, I'll be honest, we could probably go out just based on the attack that we have to come up against.
Well, again, that's why I'm confident, even though I think Chelsea will be the favourites. What you just said there is why I'm confident of going through in the tie. Because I think we'll be a better team, number one. And number two, we do have attacking players who can win games at any moment. So that's why I would be, that's where that confidence would come from, even though Chelsea would be favourites or Liverpool, for example, would be favourites. And because it's a cup competition, that's exactly why I didn't want to draw PSG, because they have that. The same way I'm talking about United versus the English sides and Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, it's the same way if I was a PSG fan or looking at it from a PSG perspective. We're not as good as these teams. However, we have 3 players who can turn the tie on its head. Messi can just, if Messi plays 10 out of 10, it's a wrap for everybody. Like, let's keep it real. No matter who it is. If Neymar does that, if Mbappe does that, if one of those, or 2 out of those 3 drop 8 to 9 out of 10s. And it's not like they don't have a supporting cast. They do have variety. They do have Di Maria. Even though they're not a great team, they have great individuals. And it's a cup competition. This ain't a league. League side, you can't individual brilliance your way to a league title. You kind of cup competition, no? 110% you kind of cup competition. And we do have individual, and I'm not saying Manchester United win it. But that's why I'm confident against Atletico Madrid. I just didn't want PSG. Because they're the only side I looked at when you have more individual brilliance than us. You can do a United to United. The same way we've been doing it during all these entire reigns of teams, where teams have been better than us, battered us, and then someone will do something and we get a draw or we get a win. This is how we finish second. This is how we've reached finals. Our final. This is how Manchester United have reached however many semi-finals. This is how we finished, I think, was it 2nd, 3rd, and 4th under him. Like, many a time. This is how, during Ollie's entire reign, Chelsea didn't beat him. This is it.
Lampard.
Yeah, like Lampard. Like, this is how at times we've got results against Liverpool we should not have got. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, this is why people talk, he beat Pep 2-3 times in a row. Like, because of these things. So definitely now with Ralph in the dugout, like, we got every chance. We've got a manager who will actually set up and make the team better. I'm fully expecting it. I'm excited again. Like, Prime, you've never spoke to me and I've been talking with this much excitement about Manchester United. Ever. Because truthfully, if Ollie's still in charge, we ain't even talking about United being in this draw. Let's keep it real. We don't make this. We don't make it.
You man with Barcelona.
Yeah, we with Barcelona. Probably, yes. We with Barcelona.
You don't think you'd get out of the group?
No, absolutely not. We were going to get beat by. we're going to get beat by Villarreal. We were not winning against Villarreal.
100% they got beat to Villarreal.
You see our away record in the Champions League? It's relegation form. That's why we ended up in Europa League. I won 1 out of 8 or something like that.
Bear in mind, last season,
Mm.
all United had to do was draw. There's 2 games left. Leipzig away, PSG at home. They had to draw one of the 2 games. That's it. One of the 2 games. Fred gets booked, and he keeps him on.
Yep.
That's what cost United.
How many points did you need from the final 2 games this year?
1 point. To get through, I think it was 4. It was a win and a draw because that's what happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if we would have lost to Villarreal, then it was on the head-to-head. That's what it is. Because obviously it's not goals scored; it's a head-to-head thing. At Villarreal,
all break records in the Champions League like a certain club.
Yeah, serious shout out to Ajax, man. First Dutch team in a long time to win 6 out of 6 games. Very, very good. You know what I'm saying? Large of Ajax, Ten Hag doing bits. Typical.
Chelsea best defensive record in the Champions League.
Yeah, shouts to Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? Out here doing bits. You know what I'm saying? Even though they get moved to by Dan James, but we'll get into all of that. Well, large of everyone that's locked in. Make sure you hit the like button on the video.
Dan James.
Do you want him at your club, yeah?
Yeah. Wing back, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wing back, yeah.
Why you got Reece James?
Yeah, but we need a backup, so.
Right. You got no one in you got no one in Cobham. I swear you got people in Cobham.
Have you seen our left-hand side? Alonso gave away the penalty.
Yeah, Alonso
for Dan James.
Yeah.
So
Alonso's not the best. No, I hear that. But yeah, overall, I'm confident. All jokes aside, Manchester United go through against Atletico Madrid. I look forward to the quarterfinals where hopefully we get an all-English tie. I'm hoping to see Liverpool, Chelsea. That'd be great fun. Liverpool, City, Chelsea. Why not, Prime? Why not? Talk about it. What's up? Why did you say nah?
Liverpool fans are unbearable. I can't have that.
They are unbearable, but you know, is what it is. You should be able to get one over on them then, innit? You got Tuchel. You're the reigning defending European champions. You should be confident.
Nah, I can't do
that. You're not going to two-peat. Where's the repeat?
No, we'll do a repeat, but just keep Liverpool out of it.
What?
Look at Stroll's face.
What, you don't think Chelsea can retain it?
No.
Really?
You don't rate Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, you don't.
Chelsea. He's
no, it's not that I don't rate Chelsea. I told you I rate Chelsea. But I called this after watching the Southampton game. I look at Chelsea and I see so many deficiencies which no one's talking about. And I think it will cost you going forward in the Champions League.
Which deficiencies?
Going forward, number one. Defensively, have been found out recently.
No, but going forward, we've always had that. But
yeah, but this is what I'm saying is in a big Champions League game where it's tight and you need someone to pop up with the moment, I'm not seeing it.
How do you got Mason Mount?
I think we do have that in clutch situations. We do have that, and also defensively, we've got injury problems, and we're still in the title race. So, like, I don't think, there's anything to really say off of that. I understand what you mean by, like, we're not City or we're not Liverpool's level. I understand that, and that is fair to say. But to say that the fact that we're not on your level and yet we're still up there.
No. It's not even a fact of, I'm not saying you're not on our level. My point was, I was on from a third eye view. I watched the Southampton game and I said to Flawless, if I was a Chelsea fan, after watching that game, I'd be seriously worried because there's some stuff which I can't put my finger on. There's something not right about this Chelsea team. And I couldn't figure it out. And then you start nicking the 1-0s and you start grinding results out. I'm like, right, okay, that is the sign of a good team. Bang, West Ham. And it's like, well, I told you. And then Leeds, exactly the same problems you had against Southampton, spared its head again. And it's like, this is what I'm talking about. There's something about this Chelsea team now in this moment where you'll be able to say it better than anyone because you watch him. There's just something where I look at it and go, that, like when you watch Liverpool last season, few injuries, you watched us, we're not the same. You go, that's not right. That's not the Liverpool that we know. I'm watching this Chelsea team who's supposedly this machine and it's just not functioning at the minute. Understandable because you're missing some key players, but this is what I've been trying to explain to people is Tuchel's Klopp-esque in terms of he's a system manager. If the players don't fit that system, you will see massive deficiencies. Look at Liverpool last season. You take Fabinho out, Van Dijk out. Now that we've got them back in the position, look at the form that we've got. Chelsea are going through that where Kante's not been playing. Jorginho's not really been playing because he's injured. Kovacic, who's a big part, who doesn't get spoken about a lot, has been injured. Chilwell's not there. Reece James isn't having the kind of impact because he's not got the support on the inside. Sounds a bit like Trent when Henderson wasn't next to him. Because it's system plays, you need everything to tick and operate as part of the system. And I'm watching Chelsea, and it's like there's no spearhead, there's no Lukaku, there's no figurehead at attack until they sort of only recently just come back. Mason Mount's been in great form, but
he
found himself out of the team.
He hasn't been in great form this season.
Talk about Mason Mount. Let's go.
His stats look good because he has a lot of goals this season. Like I think he has more goals than Bruno or something. But performance-wise, he has been. I don't know. I think he's been one of our worst players. So in terms of like what, yeah. Like in terms of what we expect from him, because what he's meant to be, Chelsea star, generational guy. What is meant to be expected from him, he's not performing to that this season. And which is weird because last year he didn't have the numbers, but he was a lot more consistent and he was a lot more clutch in key games. He hasn't been that this season, and I don't know what it is. It's like we're now in December, so the excuse of saying the Euros and burnout is gone.
Yeah.
So what is it now? But it's a shame because we don't have players that can come in. You know, Havertz has been terrible this season as well. Werner's been meh, but also injuries. Lukaku has had injuries, and when he's played, he doesn't get service. Ziyech is just not good. Callum's been okay, but not much better than everyone else.
So let's go on to the Leeds game.
Yeah, I was gonna go through all the results, but yeah, let's go on to that. Of course, Chelsea 3, Leeds 2, penalties. Like I say, I don't think this has ever happened. I think like the big 4 teams in the Premier League all win via penalties on the same weekend. It's crazy. It's absolutely it's like somebody pointed it out to me, and I think it was Ahmed who pointed, and I was like, that's wild.
Why did West Ham win by a penalty?
Yeah, this guy got jokes, hilarious. Yeah, you say they did move to you in it, so you get what I'm saying. So West Ham only in it. That's what I said. Not everyone can win away at West Ham, you know what I'm saying? But we move.
Did you not lose to West Ham?
Nah, we beat West Ham.
Yeah,
that was the Carabao.
Jay Ling's late one, and you know who else just drew to West Ham this weekend? Barely, but we moved. I was just saying.
I'm just going off the league table flawless.
How is it? Yeah. Hey, there's a big asterisk on that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Ollie tax.
Absolutely. Since he's gone, you know what? We 6 from 6 with 2 clean sheets. How about that? We beat Brentford. We in the top 4. I don't think West Ham play again till. See, man. Blue skies, rainbows. It's all good over here, man. Put the word out there. We back up. This is why I keep posting that meme, because people think I'm joking and it's real. We are back. Double R Mafia in the building. Rolex Ralph in the building. Rolly Ralph in the building. Ralph Rangnick. Double R. I'm not talking about that guy from WWE either. Go on.
You're not back until you beat Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, and that will happen. You know what I'm saying? That's their whooping that's coming. Don't worry about that. We're gonna move to everybody. I said this. Have you seen our Manchester United's fixture list? Like up until like January. You've seen our like next 6-7 games. Everybody gets very favorable. Everybody getting moved to. Everybody is getting moved to. And I called this.
9 out of 12, yeah.
Yeah, it might be 9 out. 9 out of 12. We need to find my man who said that on that 7-game run. Disappeared. Well, yeah, let's get onto it anyway. Obviously, we'll talk about United. But yes, Chelsea 3, Leeds 2. Eventful game. Before we get into the game, what happened at the end? That's what I want to know. What was the kerfuffle about?
I don't know. I thought, because the ball went out for a corner, and I thought Rudiger got injured from the tackle. That's why he was on the ground rolling. I don't know. It wasn't a penalty. It was just him play acting. It's smart. I don't like it.
Which one wasn't a penalty? Which one do you think wasn't a penalty?
The
first
winner.
one, the second one.
Our second one, the winner, wasn't a pen.
Ah, that's a pen.
Our first one. I don't. It's harsh. I don't necessarily think it's a pen, but whatever.
That's a pen. To me, they're both pens. Especially the second one. Yeah, the second one, like he's kicked like Rudiger. It's just a silly tackle.
Yeah, but
Kicks
Rudiger
him and he's not.
he makes a meal out of it though.
Yeah, that's what he's supposed to do.
I know, and I'm not again.
That's what you're supposed to
Like
do,
it's
Prime.
like, that's what I know.
You
but
trying to
that's what
win
I'm
league
saying.
titles, and it's Leeds, who everyone wants relegated. So why not?
I don't.
I'm saying.
I like Leeds, but anyway.
Why do you like Leeds? Let's
I
talk
like
about
Bielsa.
this.
I like
This is why
Bielsa.
Prime's the real one.
Yeah, there's like Bielsa. Yeah, Bielsa
I love
can
Bielsa.
hold. Where is Bielsa? Is he 18th? Where are they at in the league?
Wait, hold on. Is Bielsa not like Rangnick, one of the godfathers of football?
No,
No,
don't ever.
Bielsa's
Don't ever.
Who haven't? They both haven't won anything major. They both haven't managed big clubs.
Hey. This is not what we're doing. We
You
are
can both
not
say-
about to.
You could say they're both frauds. Like what?
No,
Prime, you know,
this is Bielsa. It's
Prime, this
clear.
might be the last time you get invited to the show. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? How dare you? Dare you mention Bielsa with Rolly Ralph? Like, this is not
Yeah.
what we're doing in there.
Prime,
you're right.
don't ever
This is-
mention Ralph.
This
in
is
the
not what
same
we're doing.
bracket as
A man
Bielsa,
who's
okay?
won 2
You're
Premier
right.
League games
Bielsa's
all
clear.
season.
That's what I'm saying.
Bielsa's
man.
clear.
Like,
Bielsa, you know what? Bielsa wants to be clear of the relegation zone. That's what Bielsa needs to do in that. That's what you got to concentrate on. Clear. How about you get clear of the relegation zone? Ain't they won 2 games all season?
Yeah, we're
2 games.
We're a Leeds team that is a championship team.
They're our championship side. And you know where they're gonna end up with that championship side? In the championship?
Nah,
Let's go. You know what? I actually think they will. Unfortunately, I think you're right. However, yeah, Bielsa, like, that's not what we're doing in that. Why I'm so gassed about Rolly Ralph is because we ain't spoke about this. It's more so not him coming in for the 6 months. It's him going upstairs and the consultancy role and everything, and him bringing in his guys. That's why I like. And I'm gassed that I have a manager talking about tactics after games. I'm like, you did this because of this. It makes. I watched these press conferences. I could have cried. I could have cried.
And you trust the Glazers to allow him to do what he wants.
Yeah, because I don't think Rolly Ralph takes the job if he doesn't have control. He rejected Chelsea. Rolly Ralph, man. You know what I'm saying? Rolex Ralph in the building. Like, as I was saying. As I was saying, he's rejected Chelsea. He's rejected Bayern Munich. He rejected I've heard he rejected Manchester United initially because he wanted the consultancy role. He could have come for 6 months, got the big bag, and then dipped. But he's like, no. So I know he's already putting the building blocks in place for the next manager and the structure in place for Manchester United to be successful for years to come. And I'm all for it. So I'm gassed about that. Like, him as a manager is not the thing that excites me the most. It's him going upstairs. But I expect it. I've seen already the difference he's made. I've seen it against Palace. I see my team press as a cohesive unit for the first time in like 2.5 years, multiple times. I could have, like, a tear could have rolled down my face during that watch along. I was that happy. I watch his press conferences and I'm like, my manager's actually talking about tactics and things. I love it. He's actually explaining what's going on. It's not all hard yards, passion, desire, and intensity. There's actually some footballing ideas going into it. But yeah, go on, Prime. Back to Chelsea Leeds game. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Poor performance from us. Leeds deserve something from the game. But I don't know. You do what you got to do to win.
Yeah.
So, like, that's all I can really say. We need to, this little rut that we're in, I mean, it's not, I guess, too bad because, again, we're still in the title race, but we need to get out of it. Players need to start coming back. Kante's back now. He's in training. Kovacic is still, I think he's still out with COVID. But once we start getting players back, and hopefully in January we can strengthen that left wing back, maybe we'll call someone back on loan in midfield, and we push again towards the end of the season. We've got the Club World Cup, and if we win that, hopefully that can be a little galvanizing tool to push towards maybe the title or the Champions League.
Fair enough. I was just about to ask Stroh a question, but you just ducked out. Yo, Stroh, you there still? Well, we'll get to him anyway. I want his thoughts. Yeah, Stroh will be back. But yeah, we'll get his thoughts on the Chelsea Leeds game. I think I agree with you in regards to the route that Chelsea in. It's all about just getting points. It's all about getting points, 100%. Let me add Stroh. But Stroh back. He'll be back in a sec. But yeah, it's all about getting points. And I think people are going over the top. And you know this, Prime, because you're on social media. Like, anytime you lose a game, it's the worst of the worst. Where Chelsea's faults lie in the fact that they've been hit multiple times in the same area. That's legit what it is. Again, Chelsea are missing their best three central midfielders. If you, and I'll say this before, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you take out the best three central midfielders from any Premier League side, they are going to struggle. It doesn't matter if you're chasing the Premier League title, top 4, top 7 like Arsenal, top 10, or you're in a relegation battle. Like if you take out, if you take out like Leeds, if you take the 3 best central midfielders from Leeds are not the same. Whatever team that is, it doesn't matter if it's whoever you think the best team in the world is. You could think it's Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. If you take the 3 best central midfielders, they are going to struggle. Will certain teams do better than others? Yes. I think Manchester City are probably an exception to that rule because of their depth in that position. But then flip that. If City's 3 best centre halves are all injured, you take out Stones, Laporte, Diaz, City aren't the same. City are not winning anything if you take it. And that's literally all it is with Chelsea's dip in form. Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic are all injured. Liverpool are a prime example of that. I mean, I'd show back. Liverpool are a prime example of that. Yeah. Take out Thiago, Fabinho, Milner, wrap. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen that before. We've seen it happen to him last season. Go on, fam.
But I'm fine with it happening. The thing is, though, you don't want to perform bad in these games. But I'm fine with it happening now, when at least we can still sort of bear it and go through it, and there's nothing necessarily at stake, as opposed to it happening, say, in February, March, April, when we're still trying to have to compete in the Champions League and we're still having to compete, say, for the title, and we're completely split and we fall apart completely. So at least now it's something we can manage and get through. And I'm one of the very few Chelsea fans that's not really complaining about it. It's fine. It's not like if we've been losing all of these games, then it's a problem, because I still expect us to get through it, even with the injuries. But we're doing that. So I don't see what the problem is, personally.
Thoughts on the game? Were you telling me, Stroke? Because like I said, I think I don't know how much you caught of that, but me just saying them being hit in the same area of the pitch is what's just costing them. And I think once those 2 of those 3 are back, they'll be all right. Bear in mind, Jorginho's playing with an injury as well.
Yeah, it makes a massive impact because, like you said, Liverpool lost an entire defence, and then we had to move our midfielders out. And it's just, like I said at the beginning, Tuchel's a system-orientated coach, and he's a system manager. So you take certain people out of that system. It's like a clock. Take the face off the clock. There's so many moving parts which make the clock tick and work. And once you take one of them parts out, it doesn't function the same. Exactly like it was with Klopp last year and Tuchel this year. But my problem with Chelsea was going back to the Southampton game, and there wasn't that many injuries then. Chilwell was still playing, Kante was still playing. It was going forward where there was just no chemistry. There was no, and that's where the problem was. And Chelsea, for me, just seemed to lack that killer edge. They just missed so many chances in games. And look at the Manchester United game. There were times where I was just like, they should put these to bed here, because they were getting into so many great areas of the pitch and we're doing nothing with it, and that's where my problem lay. But it was just it was an entertaining game, the Leeds game. I said this to you, was in terms of Leeds, that they will turn up and they'll put a performance in, and this is why I think they will be safe ultimately.
I think they'll stay up. So
that the amount of belief and confidence Leeds can now take going into their games going forward. They've gone to the Champions of Europe and arguably should have gone away with a point, and they've got injuries themselves. So it's a stellar performance from them, but it's a stupid foul from Klick, really is.
Absolutely.
It's ludicrous.
Both tackles. Both of them on Rudiger.
I don't know what Rafinha's doing.
Yes, why Rafinha's tackled is Rudiger. Both times. It's Rudiger. It's not like it's... All right, Chelsea's attacking the greatest, but it's not like it's an attacking player. Like where you're like, he can spin and stick it top bins. Like if it was, all jokes aside, if that's a Mount or if that's a Havertz on his left foot on the Rudiger one,
you can understand it.
You can understand there's a little bit more. It's Rudiger.
It's Rudiger. Like, he's not going to shoot from there. And even if he is, he's not really going to trouble anyone. He's going to dink it into an area and hope someone's coming in. It's just, but that's what happens when you put attackers who are attack-minded in those kind of defensive positions. And you're going to, but Klick is the one that's inexcusable. You've seen how stupid the Rafinha one was. You've got a point. All you've got to do is hold him up and send him back towards his own goal. and you try and nick it, and it's just like, what on earth are you doing? Like, you can't justify that. And Jorginho, credit to him, he's already taken a penalty. A lot of people normally bottle the second penalty when he got to take it in the game, and he's took it very, very well. Really has. So, listen, it's another win under the belt for Chelsea. There's still problems there, but they're still grinding out results, which is good to see. And that Saturday, Manchester City then get a dubious penalty. Liverpool looked like they're struggling, and then we managed to nick a win, and then Chelsea drawing, and they managed to nick a win. This title race is just so exciting for the neutrals. Crazy, but
must be great for the neutrals. I personally can't stand it, but here we are.
Now you're in the title race, man. 2 wins from 2. You're in it.
What? Nah, your boy Ollie messed that up. He messed the race up.
Nah, not my boy.
Yeah. He's your guy. You know what I'm saying? And that, like Ollie, if Ollie wasn't here, I'm with you on that. I'm like, yo, we fully
United legend.
Absolutely, as a player, absolutely, man. I remember that moment in '99 forever. Say it again.
So many records he broke as a manager.
Absolutely, you know what I'm saying, absolutely. Well, he's gone. Times are good. Back-to-back clean sheets, unlike certain other clubs. So we out here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're going to your club. Well, whoever ain't got back-to-back clean sheets. Who's not got back? Yeah, so I'm not talking about you then, is it?
I just wanted to clarify who you were talking about.
Did you clarify? I think it's self-explanatory.
It's cool. We've got the third best player in the world, so it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Wait, who's the third best player in the world?
What?
Jorginho.
Because of Ballon d'Or, this guy.
If Messi can claim 7, and Messi's supposed to be the GOAT, well, I don't know.
That is shameless, bro.
I'm just saying.
That is shameless, bro. Right. Moving on to your game, Stroke. We'll move on to your game. Liverpool won, and the return of the legend himself. I'm saying potentially next Liverpool manager, bringing his Aston Villa side to Anfield. Thoughts on the game? Does it seem that Villa gave you a game?
Yeah, I expected nothing less. Listen, Gerrard said it during the week, Klopp said it, jokingly. I don't know if you've seen Klopp's interview. First thing he did, he sat down, he went, look, I'm not answering any questions about Steven Gerrard. Smiled, and the whole place just burst into laughter. And both of them just said, look, he'll get the warm reception, and the reception he deserves is one of the greatest ever Liverpool players. But once the whistle goes, that's out the window, and there's a job to do, and that's what Gerrard said. Gerrard said, look, Liverpool is my life through and through. However, I hope to be going down the M62 with 3 points or a point in the bag, and they give us a good game. I cannot stress this to you enough, right? I have preached about this man as a manager since he moved to Rangers. I watched him with the under-17s and the job that he did in terms of tactically, how he sets his teams up, the attacking transitions, the style of play, everything. Rangers exactly the same thing. You can see where he's got his influence from. You can see he's got a bit of Rodgers in there. You can see he's got a bit of Klopp in there because he went to Klopp for a lot of advice. And you can see he's got the Benitez set up in terms of defensively. Add them all up, they are a tough side, and they played some good stuff at the weekend. They were very unlucky, if I'm being completely honest, because in my opinion, they should have got a penalty. 100% should have got a penalty.
Which tackle was that? They should have got a penalty for?
It's the Alisson one. So Alisson goes to clear the ball, Matip ends up in the way, and it bounces back towards goal. Danny Ings nicks in, and he shifts it across Alisson. Alisson flaps at the ball. In my opinion, it's a penalty.
So you reckon is it an Alisson mistake or a Matip mistake or both?
No, it's one of them where it's the mistake you can't really get out. Like, there's nothing you can really do. Matip couldn't move out the way. Alisson couldn't have put it anywhere else. He's just gone to clear it. It's just ended up hitting Matip. There's nothing any of them could have done about it. It's afterwards though, you can see that Alisson's panicked because he's thinking they're going to nick it in the back in an empty net here, and he just flapped at it. And in my opinion, it should have been a penalty. Our penalty was a definite penalty. I don't know what Tyrone
without question.
I don't know what on earth Tyrone Mings is doing there. But
that's Gabrielle impression. But go on.
Speaking of penalties, have you seen the clip that's gone viral recently? Since the weekend of John Moss and Liverpool when Liverpool played Tottenham?
Now, what was it?
No. Have you not seen it?
No, I've not seen it. Go on, talk about it. What is it?
We played Tottenham a number of years ago, right? And this is when we had the famous Dejan Lovren at the back.
Yeah.
So, ends up in a penalty incident, yeah? And you can clearly hear the linesman and John Moss, the referee, talking at the time. And this is how bad referees are in England. This is how bad VAR is, right? Mm-hmm. The linesman's turning around to John Moss and going, look, I need you to clarify this point for me. And you can hear it and you put the transcript to the bottom. It's clear as day. There's no way you can deny this. He goes, if Lovren's made an attempt for the ball and he's played the ball, it's a penalty. If he's not touched the ball, it's offside. And he goes to John Moss, I need you to clarify if he's played the ball or not. John Moss's response, who's the referee at the time, goes, I don't know. Richard, have you got anything on the telly? I don't know if he's played the ball or not. 1 second later, I'm giving a penalty. This is the standard of refereeing that we have in the Premier League. This is the standard. It's a disgrace. And I watched the clip go viral. I'm just like, and then you watch the Manchester City penalty incident. It's like, what is going on?
Go into that game. Yeah. Go into that game as well, because that's the next game we was going to go into. Manchester City won, Wolves 0.
Yeah, because whenever you talk about Liverpool, Chelsea, City, we're going to combine the three because there's a title race going on. It's a disgrace of a decision. Yeah. Do you know what made me laugh? VAR's response was, we didn't have any images which clearly determined if it was a clear and obvious error. I've got 4 of them on my phone. I'll WhatsApp them, you lad. What are you talking about?
Show's got him there. But this is the incompetence of refereeing. Yeah, but it wasn't a penalty. I don't understand.
I've said this time and time again. This is why England don't have any representatives at any of the major competitions, the World Cup, the Euros, because they are an absolute farce and a disgrace to the English game. How on earth has anyone watched that back and gone, yeah, that's a penalty? Yeah. What on earth? And it's like, look, the penalty decision benefited us, but how that never went to VAR is absolutely beyond me, because it's a stone, in my opinion, it's a penalty from Alisson. It really is, and I don't understand how these decisions are being given. We benefited from it, but it's like it's the definite penalty. And then you watch the Wolves game, it's like how that's been given is an absolute joke.
No idea how it's been given. But before we go into that game, obviously you mentioned it already, the Mings tackle. I don't know what he's doing, because Salah's not in a position to score there. Just stand him up. He doesn't need to dive in at that point. I seen it and I was like, why? I always going through your mind, and you're a centre back, so it's not like the Rafinha one where you go, it's an attacking player in a defensive position. And
it's mad because I think he had a very good game up until that point.
Mings is terrible.
You can say that, but he still had a very good game up until that point. Actually, also, why? Because a few years ago, everyone loved Tyrone Mings.
Nope.
No, well, maybe not you, but a lot of people I speak to, or just what I see on socials and that, people were loving Tyrone Mings, wanted him in the England squad, wanted him at Man United. So
it's the left foot, fam.
No, it's not. It's the Chris Smalling effect. It's the story. It's the beautiful story. Oh, he came from a call centre. Go back there, mate. You are awful. How you are an England international is absolutely beyond me.
He came from a call centre.
Yeah. He was a call centre manager before he became a professional.
How old?
23, 24. He joined.
Okay.
That's what I mean. It's the Chris Smalling story. He's gone from non-league to big time in the Premier League, and then he ends up at a big club, England international, yada yada yada. This man is so full of mistakes. It's honestly, he is not great as a professional. I've never rated him. I said this before, time and time again from a third eye view. He is the one player I look at in the Premier League that's in the England squad and I go, you are not good enough to be there. So, like Jamal Lascelles, how this man is a Premier League captain is absolutely beyond me. Like, I just can't wrap my head around it. There's so many better professionals that should be in these positions. I'm so confused at what's going on.
At one point, he was good, Jamal Lascelles.
What point?
Talk about it.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Years ago. I can't remember when. But I don't know. At one point, he was good. Or at least he was like...
Yeah. When he was in the
I don't know. People were saying that he should go to...
No,
yeah. People were saying like he should go to City and stuff.
What?
No?
Jamal Lascelles, yeah, for a tour.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, he had. What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
I don't know. Maybe the news I get in Ireland is different. But
Tyrone Mings, you know.
Because this English, man, anytime an English player has like a decent run of form, like 3-4 games, he's this, he's that. You know this happen all the time. Just hella hype. Like Mount, because of the numbers he's putting up, is currently getting that. How good Mount is, we're going to find out. But there's a certain person who was like that a few seasons ago. Now I'm hearing he's going to be loaned out. Is Dele Alli. He was like that. It's like Dele Alli's going to be this and that. Like,
The Dele Alli one's
the
different.
media. But the thing is, media and fans don't wait and see. Like, I wait for consistency before I'm like, this player is this and that. And let's see him have a full season. Like Ben White is a prime example. This is someone who's never had a full. I think he's had one full season at Premier League level. I don't even think he's played 50 games in the Premier League.
No,
people will tell you he's better than he's top 5 centre backs in the Premier League. Based off of what?
No, I've said this about Ben White from the beginning. I've watched him at Leeds for that season. Ability wise, he's up there, but he's not proven yet.
Yeah, this is my point. Like, ability is all well and good, but you have to play
exactly.
to prove that you're good.
But not even that. It's Arsenal tax. Like, again, if Ben White went to Liverpool or he went to Chelsea in the summer, you would see it because Chalobah's playing well for Chelsea, and he's not that good.
You just think he's solid. He's just a solid defender.
Nah, it's the fact he's got Thiago Silva next to him.
Oh, that's a massive
impact.
I'd look half competent next to Thiago
Ben
Silva.
White's got
Thiago
Gabriel
Silva
next to him.
Hey, I heard Gabriel's cold though, and Tomiyasu was the guy as well.
Of course, he's cold. He's in London in December. Obviously, he's cold.
I'm hearing he's the guy, man. Gabriel with the left foot.
Apparently, Gabriel starts for Liverpool, Chelsea, City.
Nah. I seen the wildest tweet last night. Aaron Ramsdale walks into any Premier League goal, barring City. I've never laughed so much in my entire life at a tweet.
You got to understand though.
The nerve.
Arsenal fans are just desperate. Like, we're here talking Champions League, they're desperate. That's why they say the most wild things going, bro.
I can match that. We have patterns that are similar to Man City. This was before. Was this before the Liverpool game? I think so.
Probably.
It was before the Liverpool game.
Yeah, we have patterns and fundamentals that are similar to Man City.
So, for those of you that have seen it, go and watch my fan cam, where you clearly hear me say, Arteta needs to remember he is a coach under Pep. He is not Pep. Stop making your teams play like they're Pep, because they can't. They have a poor outfit. Awful outfit. But, talking about consistency, do you know who is very, very, very consistent? The best player in the world right now. Egyptian king, Mohamed Salah. Have you seen this guy's numbers?
He's not the best player in the world.
He is. By an absolute country mile.
On form he is right now. On form he is.
30 goals and assists, and we're in December.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's racked up a ratio since the Chelsea game. He's either scored or assisted in every game since. When did we play you, Prime?
What?
When did we play you?
Again?
No. When did we play you this season?
Second. Like the third game of the season.
August?
Yeah.
Look at that. There's not a player in current form that comes remotely close to that. And when you look at those kind of numbers, there's not many players that match that in terms of a consistent run like that. This guy is scary. And
we played you on the 20th of August. So since September, essentially. So after the Chelsea game. Yeah, he's been wow.
Yeah.
Goal or assist every game.
Salah might be good,
You think? Might be. He might be good. Large up everyone that's tapped in. Continue to get your questions in, whether it's Premier League related or Champions League related. We'll make sure you get your questions in, people.
And Van Dijk was back to his best on Saturday. Oh my Lord. What a performance.
I heard you were defensively good. I heard this.
We were
just overall.
Trent had an unbelievable game. Van Dijk, unbelievable game. Robertson, unbelievable game. Like I said to you, they talk about
I just left out Matip, but we move. Go on.
Nah, Matip's always strong, but the problem with Matip is Matip goes on these long daisy runs, right? Because he's great with the ball at his feet and he can unlock teams that like to sit back. He'll dribble out with the ball and he'll play a killer pass, which will break the lines. Issue is, though, if you get hit on the counter attack,
in that situation, everyone then looks at Trent like Trent's out of position. It's not. It's Matip.
Hmm.
So then Trent's having to try and tuck in, and he's left exposed at that point because Matip's gone. But Matip's always been solid, but Konate's performance in the Champions League against Ibrahimovic was stunning. He had Nat Phillips next to him, and he was good. He won everything.
How old is Zlatan?
I'm
41?
talking. Yeah.
How old is he?
I think he's 41, 40, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, but you've got to understand what I mean by that prime is for someone that's very physical, that can rough you up, that can intimidate a young player who's making his second appearance for Liverpool in the Champions League, still young, still learning. Zlatan's an imposing figure, and for him to battle and get roughed up and still come out of it winning everything, it's promising. This man,
I hear that.
So Liverpool look very good defensively this season. A lot better. I mean, most clean sheets in the Premier League. Do you know what makes me laugh? Was Kelleher's got more clean sheets in the Premier League than some clubs have.
Mazza.
Crazy, isn't it?
That's crazy. That is nuts.
Yeah, but is Kelleher part of a title-winning defence? That's what you got. Arsenal have a title-winning defence.
That is very true. Arsenal do have a title-winning defence. It's just the rest of the team. But with Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White, they got that. It's just the pivot in front of it and the 10 and the two wide players and their star boy that scored 2 goals since last January. Yeah, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? A man who at DM me getting tattoos saying Arteta out rather than turning up to training. Well, we move.
Is Arteta tax worse than Oli tax?
No.
I think tattoo tax is worse than any tax.
Yeah, like Arteta is not. Arteta is
tattoo tax.
Yeah, like nothing is worse than Oli tax. In the history of sport, we will never see tax like that again in our lifetime.
No, you will.
No, you won't. But when Zeno said I would double all of my taxes in real life to get rid of Oli tax, I knew it was this. I said he would double all of his taxes in his actual life to get rid of it. I will never get over that. That is like the one black mark and content creating during that period is him. My entire run I've been here, he was here. When we started from a third eye view, he was there. I stopped watching football before we started this show.
So good.
And I had to deal with it.
He's linked with the Everton job.
All right, let's go into that. I cannot believe that. And it seems to have legs. Based off of what? Yes. Oli to Everton is a rumor that came out yesterday. Yes, fam.
Cannot be true.
I heard it. How true it is, I don't know. But I heard. Let us know in the comments if you know anything more.
This is definitely a Liverpool fan that's created this rumor.
No, it is a joke. Because I assumed it was a joke, so I just forgot about it. And you just reminded me. So I mean,
good. Get Benitez out of Everton because that man deserves better. Secondly,
I think Everton deserve better than 16th.
Get Oli in there.
You know what? For banter purposes, I'd love to see. Like for content creator purposes and banter purposes, Oli at Everton would be hilarious.
Oli is the man that would get Everton relegated. Get this man in there.
He won't though.
He would. He would.
This Everton team.
Not necessarily straight. Not necessarily this season, but I'm saying it. But just give it time.
No, this season. Jordan Pickford tries saving goals when he stood behind the line in his own net, doesn't know what he's doing. Seamus Coleman cost genuinely what he's attempting yesterday with that Crystal Palace game where he's blasting the ball and he cost the team a goal is a disgrace. Not what on earth he's doing. You've got Richarlison who thinks he's the next coming of Ronaldo. He's poor. Get in the bin. Like, come on.
He won't get them relegated.
He would get them relegated.
He would. Not necessarily this season because they've got points on the board and you still have the likes of Alan, Decore, you got Dominic Calvert-Lewin to come back, you got Richarlison in there, you got Digne. We'll give it time. Because he spent money with us and we got worse. We signed Champions League Varane and got worse. We signed Jadon Sancho and got worse. We signed Cristiano Ronaldo all in the same window and got worse. That tells you all you need to know. Like, give it time.
But relegation.
Yes.
Relegation battle. A relegation battle, mate.
No, he get him relegated. You forget he's done it before.
Yeah, but that Cardiff team, you can't compare it.
That was his team.
No, Solskjaer's the type of man that would go down to the last game of the season. Newcastle, who looked down and out, would then stay up and he'd get relegated. That's just him summed up as a manager.
That's his team. Like that Cardiff team, if I remember correctly, he brought in his own guys because they were 10th when he took over.
Didn't he have Fabio or Rafael at one point?
He left them going into League
Did one of them play for him?
I think so.
Did one of them play for him?
Yeah,
Fabio,
yeah, I think it was Fabio. Prime. Let's not forget he left Cardiff He left Cardiff going into League One.
Yeah.
No, did he not got sacked at the end of the season?
No, he would see. This is where your mind plays tricks on you. He went into the Championship, and he left them 18th in the jet. You always learning something new when you're around me about this manager. It's all right, Prime Minute. It's okay, but you're not invested like I am. Like I'm invested. This is why I know these things. Well, I was. He left them like 18th in the Championship.
How does this guy have a league title?
What?
Yo, let's not forget the second time he was at Mold, he didn't win the league title either.
Yeah.
In the second stint, he lost out. But here we are. But him to Everton for banner purposes would be great.
Oh, I'd love.
And I like Everton. And I like Everton. I'd rather him go to Liverpool, Ollie, but I like the fact that he could go somewhere else in the Premier League.
Go Everton, please.
Look.
Please.
I was gonna make a bet saying he won't get them relegated, but with that knowledge,
now you reconsider.
I'm not risking it.
Honestly, I would pick up Solskjaer and I would walk him. I'd carry him to Goodison Park if it meant he became their manager.
They can't do that. They can't. All right, let's go on to that because Everton got beat. So let's go on to Rafa Benitez. But let's talk further on this Ollie thing. This rumor can't be true. They can't be seriously considered. Why would they? What is the benefit? Somebody please explain to me. Like, all jokes aside, how do they look? What is the plus?
You have to remember, a lot of these Premier League owners aren't really into football, so they just see results. And at the end of Ollie's tenure, he's finished 3rd and 2nd. So I get, regardless of performances, whatever, that's all they see.
You got a point.
Please.
Look at Stroh is begging for that to happen.
Oh, it would make my year.
Look at him.
Do you not think he'd get a what? Because Everton will have to play you both again, yeah? You don't think he can get a result out of?
Absolutely not.
A what?
Absolutely not.
Anfield.
Absolutely not.
Oh, it's Anfield. Okay.
Absolutely at their place.
Absolutely not. If they are, If I'm a fan of a rival club, I want him to go. If I'm a fan of a club battling relegation, so see your man's Bielsa, they'll be pleading that he goes there. Because that throws Everton right in the mix. I think with Rafa, they'll be safe once Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets fit. However, if Ollie goes there,
they'll be safe.
Yeah, I think they'll be safe. I'm saying Bielsa and other teams battling relegation would love Ollie to go to Everton. Because that puts them firmly in the mix. Because they're already 15th now.
Early birthday Christmas present for me, like Solskjaer going to Everton.
Look at this guy just smiling at just the sheer thought of it. Got Stroh just glee over there on his face.
But they're not even doing that bad. Like they're 14th.
But how many points? How many points are they have to drop?
Off what? 18th.
18th. Yeah, for 18th.
7.
Bear in mind.
Then again, in comparison with it, they are. So what? They are 18th. Brighton's 11th on 20. Brentford's 10th on 20. Wolves is 9th on 21. Everton's 8th.
I hear that.
Or Leicester's 8th on 22.
However, they have won 1 game in 9.
Okay.
Or 1 in 9. I think it's 1 in 10 now. It's either 1 in 9 or 1 in 10. Yeah, it's 1 in 10.
Yeah.
And that one was against Arsenal. So, I don't really count. It's like playing Spurs in the final. I don't really count. Feel me? Right, come on. If we're just going to be honest, let's be honest. But yes, if he goes to Everton, they are 110% in a relegation battle. Do I believe they stay up? Yes. Simply because they have enough players, they have enough individual brilliance to stave them off. It could be a last day thing. Like a Dominic Calvert-Lewin last minute header. And I don't know where their last game is. But like to save them.
But they could be getting raided though, because I think they've got a lot of deadwood or something, I think, and they can't really ship. And Everton do have money as a club, but I think it's something like they can't really spend it. So they might need to get rid of players. Digne's being linked to Chelsea. Richarlison's linked to Arsenal. Calvert-Lewin could end up leaving.
If I was Manchester City, I'd go and get Calvert-Lewin. Joking aside, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
For who?
If I was City,
yeah, he just don't suit him.
As an out-and-out number 9, he all day.
As backup, yeah, but as first, well, he wants to play ball. As a backup striker, yeah, absolutely. If they had like a top class number 9, Dominic Calvert-Lewin as backup is excellent for them. Not excellent, but it's a good option to have, I should say.
It's better than Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. But Jesus been playing out wide.
But I'm just saying, like, if they're struggling to get like, for example, you look at the pursuit of Harry Kane, right? They're in the mix for Haaland, but realistically, I think he's going Bayern or he's going to go Madrid. If I'm being completely honest,
Manchester United.
It's definitely not happening.
That could happen now, man. Rolly Ralph at the wheel and that. I'm saying, different levels. Fam.
You do know that it's come out with the 4 clubs that he's going to go to. United weren't linked or mentioned.
That's just Raiola just playing the game, man. He's just playing the role, fam. He's just playing the role, man.
Raiola hates Manchester United.
Yeah, but he still does business with us. You know why? Because the one thing he likes more than he hates Manchester United is and others and that. He'll do deal with us. He'll do deals with us.
Who else is there?
Lingard's his agent as well.
Yeah, Lingard's
he's Lingard's agent. He's Lingard's agent, but he'll do deals with us. If the money's right, he'll do the deal. And Ralph was the one who found Haaland. Like that's his guy. Let's not forget that.
You said, yeah, but I heard this when Solskjaer was there.
Yeah, but that's Ollie Taxon. That's the manager you are hoping goes to your rivals so they get relegated. That tells you the level of him. We're dealing with a whole different caliber of people, man. This is Rolly Ralph.
How we've ended up on Ralph again, I don't know.
Because that's what this is the Rolly Ralph show. But go on, carry on.
As
a Rolly Ralph remontada.
Oh, God. As I was saying.
Rolly Ralph
John Moxley, focus on the football game. Tell us about what score it is. Let me say what I'm about to say.
Go on, say what you got to say. Hashtag Double R Mafia. Go on.
So, Calvert-Lewin is a great option for City because you look at the pursuit of Kane. I don't think they're going to go back in for him in the current form. I don't think Everton would go in for Kane in this current form. He is awful this season. I don't think they're going to get Haaland. As an option in January, considering how poor Everton have been, I think Calvert-Lewin could be a great option for a team like City as a spearheaded number 9, whether he'd be the first choice, second choice. I think he's great for the squad. Everton's problem is the leadership. They have had so many managers. They have spent nearly £600 million. And they've got worse. And then you draft in Carlo Ancelotti, who does a phenomenal job. Ancelotti goes. And then you bring Benitez in, who needs time, needs his players, and they're expecting him to move heaven and earth for this team. It's like the team's not good enough. Seamus Coleman passed it. Jordan Pickford. Why are you laughing?
I knew you was going to get onto Jordan Pickford. I knew it.
Why are you laughing?
Because I knew you always put on Jordan Pickford.
England's best goalkeeper. Respect Pickford.
What?
Hey! England's best goalkeeper plays in Burnley, but we move.
He is England's best goalkeeper.
Nick Pope is England's best goalkeeper.
The Burnley goalkeeper.
There's a reason why you've got is it back-to-back finals with Pickford?
How many back-to-back finals? It's a semi-final and a final.
Please.
Well,
okay,
2 semi-finals and a final.
Please.
Pull over this car right now.
Please,
you know what I'm saying, Brian? Pull over this car.
Please tell me at what point Pickford has contributed to England getting into these back-to-back semi-final and finals. Yes,
that being said, he had a good Euros. He did have a good Euros.
He does well in penalty shootouts. Please tell me an absolute world-class save when the game's on the line, he's pulled it off with his little T-Rex arms because it's not happened.
He didn't need to. He had a brilliant defense in front of him. He didn't need to.
So what Nick Pope could have done the exact same thing. What we're talking about, Jordan Pickford is one of the worst goalkeepers I have ever witnessed in my entire life. I sent Flawless 15 or so pictures of mistakes that Pickford has done. Did or not?
Yeah, you did 100%. Yep.
All of them are absolute clangers. This is the same man that when he went up for a corner, it landed down to whoever the Manchester United player was, and Jordan Pickford karate kicks him in his stomach. This is the same Jordan Pickford where he ends up going missing against Newcastle, runs back into the goal, stands behind the line and catches the ball behind the net. And it's a goal. This is the same man that turned around and said, I would never make the mistake Alisson made. 2 days later, goes to try and catch the ball, hits off the crossbar, and Divock Origi scores a 94th minute winner. This man is awful. How this man is earning 40, 50 grand a week is absolutely beyond me. It's a disgrace to goalkeepers across the nation. It really is. This man should not be England's #1 goalkeeper at anything.
It's because, and this is the thing with lower relegation goalkeepers. Like the same thing happened with Mignonet. He had that brilliant season with Sunderland, even though they got relegated. Like had the best save percentage in the league or something, or the most saves in the league. Sorry, something like that. And he got that move to Liverpool. He started off well, to be fair, but his level showed. Same thing happened with Pickford. Had the best, most saves in the league or something like that. Got the move to Everton. Started off well, level showed. Ramsdale, same thing is going to happen. Most saves in the league, I think, with Sheffield United last season or something. He's now at Arsenal. He's playing well, but his level will eventually show.
It's just like, sorry, mate, that's what I'm saying. You need to get rid of Pickford. Coleman's past it. Digne just looks like he just wants to move, so he looks like he's gone. Yerry Mina looks like he could be off. Then you've got Allen doesn't like he really wants to be there after Ancelotti's gone. Decore, I think, was a phenomenal signing for Everton, so I think that's a good signing. Andre Gomez hasn't really been the same player since the injury, unfortunately. Iwobi, what on earth were you thinking? Like, why? Someone make that signing make sense to me. Damari Gray is one unbelievable piece of business, but Benitez doesn't get credit for it. It's a phenomenal piece of business. Look at the impact this man's had. Townsend, exactly the same thing. Another phenomenal piece of business. And then you've got the missing Lewandowski and Calvert-Lewandowski, they're missing him. But it just goes to show Richarlison needs Calvert-Lewin to hold his hand. That man is poor. And this man has the ego that makes him believe he's top 5 players in the world. You're not even top 5 players in Everton. You absolute... Honestly, they wind me up.
And that ego is only going to rise once he goes to Arsenal and scores in the North London derby. Oh, he will score against Liverpool or United and Chelsea, and he'll be one of the best strikers. That's what they'll say.
Well, speaking of Everton, we'll go on to their game. Prime, have you got some headphones? Getting some feedback from you, that's all.
Yeah, hold on.
Yes, calm, no stress. Crystal Palace 3, Everton 1. Banging goal from Conor Gallagher. We got to start there. What a strike. What a strike. I'm sure Prime will have lots to say. Obviously, he's a Cobham graduate. Absolute quality strike.
What was Coleman doing?
What was going on with that free kick? I was hoping you could explain it to me. I'm lost.
Coleman being a hothead and being silly. He made a massive clanger against Liverpool where he goes to kick it and he just misses it and Salah runs through and scores. Yeah. They get a free kick, right? And all he's got to do is wait. Yeah. But instead, he tries to be smart and he tries to kick the free kick at Benteke, I think it was. And he kicks it to the edge of his box. He gets nicked, ends up at Gallagher's feet, cuts inside, smashes it top corner, bar it in, see you later. Coleman looks like a fool again. But this was, you don't understand how much of an important moment and time this was in the game. Yep. Everton could quite have easily gone up the other end and nicked the equaliser. Yep. Exactly the same thing against Liverpool. Everton had a bit of momentum at that point. Mm-hmm. Once again, a Coleman mistake has cost Everton. Yeah. The man's past it. Why are you there? Godfrey is a much better player in that position than you. Why are you still there?
Why is rushing the free kick? Like, was him, and I can't remember who the Palace player he kicked it off. Were they having words? Was it Benteke? Did they have words? Was it? I didn't watch the game. Did something happen?
I have no idea. He just tried to take a free kick and it was just a moment of madness, but it's cost him big time.
Yeah, that's wild.
I
don't know. What's
Conor Gallagher's in great form. I remember when Gallagher went to Old Trafford.
Talk about Conor Gallagher.
Well, he played really well against you for West Brom last season at Old Trafford, and he was a standout then. And is he on loan at Palace, or is he actually moved?
No, he's on loan. It's a loan deal.
Is it?
I know Prime will chip in, but as far as I know, it's a loan deal, yeah. I see Chelsea fans always waxing lyrical about
He is in phenomenal form. These men were hyping up Billy Gilmore, and you've got Conor Gallagher sat there. Have a word with yourselves.
They hyping both of them up.
How?
You know what I'm saying? They were hyping him up about, oh, he bodied Ronaldo. I was like, wow, he got 3 points. Just saying.
Gallagher, the finish for the first one's a great finish. The strike for the second one is just sublime. He hits it so clean and so well.
Yeah, he does. Yes, Prime. What are you telling me?
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. I don't know where it's coming from. It's cool though. But yeah, you're good anyway. It might be me. But your thoughts on it? Obviously, you back. Conor Gallagher we're talking about. Your thoughts on the goal that he scored?
Is he on loan?
It's a loan deal, isn't it?
He is. Yeah, he's on loan. Oh, this guy's proved me so wrong. I thought he was so average because he was at West Brom last year, didn't really do much, but now he's playing well at Palace. I'm not on the hype of the Chelsea fans are saying bring him back. He needs to start for us, because it's all well and good doing that at a mid-table club, but can you come to Chelsea and can you break down low blocks? Can you do it against Atletico Madrid, against Juventus when we need someone to create a goal for us? I don't know. He needs another move, or if he's within the squad, it's to be a squad player and to fight for his space. But as of right now, he's playing better than Mount. So, I think he will be a better player than Mount.
Fair enough. And one thing we have to
wait. Do you not even think about trying to step over that flawless? Say that again.
I think he will be a better player than Mount.
That's a big statement.
I don't think
it's a massive
statement. Mount is great, and he works hard, and he'll step up in big games when you need someone to step up. But he's not amazing.
I agree with you. I don't think he's amazing. I've said this before. He's good at everything without being great at anything.
There's a lot of youngsters in the league I would trade him for. Right. I take Greenwood. I would Foden, who I didn't rate highly 2 seasons ago. I would take Foden. I take Saka because we need a left wing back. Maybe that's about it. Maybe that's about it. He's not. Yeah.
I've said it about Mount. His attributes. When you look at his attributes, he's good at everything. He's 7 out of 10 at everything. That's it though. He doesn't excel at anything, but he's not bad at anything. That's why man called him the Heathrow Henderson. That's what man were calling him. I'm like, yeah, that's what you scream. You know what I'm saying?
Have a disrespect.
I was a disrespect. Yeah, Henderson is like that, just solid 7 out of 10 at everything. You know what I'm saying? Him, Havertz, Mount, as much of a muchness. You know what I'm saying? Good at everything. We're not great at anything. A man of many traits, a master of nothing.
What are they good at?
They're good at everything. They if you look at attributes or whether it's from a technical standpoint, they're all just good passes. They're all Mr. 7 out of 10. In a list, if you list all attributes, pretty much. You don't think Mount's 7 out of 10 at everything?
I mean,
not everything,
Pretty much most things, I would say. He would average out as a 7. He reminds me of a 7 out of 10 player. Can he play above that? Yes, because we've seen that at times.
Who's a 7 out of 10 player?
Mount.
No.
You don't think he's a 7 out of 10 player? Man said no, talk about
a 7 out of 10 player like Henderson, Milner, Ashby. He's not on that level.
Not in terms. No. Not in terms. You're talking there though. That's consistency. I'm not talking about consistency of performances. I'm talking about level just as a footballer. But Mount will get there. I think he's great. It's very rare I watch Mount. You obviously watch Mount much more than I do, and I think he had an absolute awful game.
He's been doing that this season. If you've watched us this season consistently, he's been doing that. But against Leeds, he gets the opening goal, and Chelsea fans think he had a good performance. Against West Ham, I think he scored the opener as well. Again, Chelsea fans think he had a good performance. But they won't be consistent with that because, for example, Werner against Zenit scored 2 goals. And whether or not you can say his all-round game is great doesn't matter. He still scored 2 goals. So that same consistency should be Werner.
You know what? All jokes aside, I watched that game. Werner was decent against Zenit.
Yeah, but people will get on to the likes of Werner because we spent big on him. But they'll give someone like Mount time and Callum time, but they hype up these players to be generational and as if they have 100 no price tags. But if that's the expectation we have of these players, they're not. And that's what frustrates me. I know what they are, and they're just. Mount is a very good, useful player in a title-winning team, but he's not my guy. I'm relying on.
I hear that. I hear that, but that's the same for the ones we talked about. I don't think you'd rely on Havertz. You're not relying on Hendinho.
Yeah, you are. What?
You're not relying on him. You're relying on Salah.
Yeah.
So you're relying on Salah, fam.
No, you do.
You're relying on Salah.
Henderson's one of the leaders in the Liverpool team.
No. He's one of the leaders, but when it comes to the main man, the talisman, it's Salah.
No.
Oh, from a
Salah's your talisman. This is not what we're doing. He does a good job, yes. My point is Salah's the talisman.
No. You are 100% correct there, but you are massively underestimating the job that Henderson does in that team.
Nah, I know the job he does in that system that club's got, and I'm fully aware. And he's very functional in that, and it suits him down to a T. And Henderson can do a job in that team, absolutely. But we all know who the main man is in that team, and it's Salah. He's the talisman of the team. That's who. When the chips are down, that's who you're looking at to win you a game.
But see, that's what annoys me. Henderson won't get praise for what he does, but everyone loves Mason Mount. That's what annoys me. They're not on the same. I like Henderson.
No. When you say everybody loves Mason Mount, you're talking. That's Chelsea fans. Though. Chelsea fans will give the same hype to Mason Mount.
But also when I speak about Mount, also rivals will say, "Nah, man, Mount is good. He's techie. He can do this. He's that. He's consistent." You said he's 7 out of 10 when he's not.
He's 6, 7 out of 10, man. You don't think so? I think he's 6, 7 out of 10.
Do you watch this? But do you watch this consistently?
No, I don't watch you consistently.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of you lot, but not consistently. I do watch.
Yeah,
not a lot, but I watch.
If you're focusing on him,
I watch Chelsea like at least 3 times a month. Okay,
the next time you're watching Chelsea, actually focus on Mason Mount and what he does.
Yeah.
But when he's in a purple patch of form, he's brilliant. So like last season, towards the back end, the last 2 months or so of the season, he was performing well because we had a lot of big games coming up. He had to play Liverpool. The Man United game we drew, he played well in. The Champions League games, he played well in. But that's about it. If he doesn't have big games to show anything, then what does he really do?
Fair point. I'm going to keep a closer eye on him when I'm watching Chelsea.
Talk, Brian.
I don't know.
This guy just
maybe
on
I'm
his
being
Henderson. No, you're not being harsh. Yes, the Heathrow Henderson, you're right. I give them both the same respect for the job they do. I give them both the respect they do. They both functional players in great teams. I respect that. Am I lying? Are they both not functional players in great teams with great managers?
Have you not got like a BBC match report to be filling out?
With great live. Why look at him hating on that? He's right.
I'd swap Mount for.
Yeah, you can get better than Mount. Absolutely.
Okay.
In an attacking sense, yeah, well, absolutely. You
if I say what I want to say.
Wait.
Say what you want to say, fam. This is from a third eye view. Radio.
You take Henderson in your midfield. Serious question.
I'd take him at Chelsea, but the midfield I want to see play, he doesn't start in.
There we go, because he don't start. And this is what I was pointing out. He's not on the level of those there. He's not better than Jorginho, and he's not better than Kante. Let's cut it out. He's not.
Better than Kovacic.
He's not. Kovacic don't start for them either. I don't think he's better, but that's by the by. Kovacic don't start for them either.
It's tough because we play in midfield too. If we played we played a 3-man midfield. I mean, Kante's injury prone a lot, so maybe over Kante.
Yeah, but that's all well and great, isn't it? Like, if we played a 3-man midfield, that's what you do. You play a 2.
Listen, Prime. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you very much.
I want to like.
Listen, don't start for Chelsea in any shape or form.
Thank you for proving my point.
I take McTominay from Mount.
See, there we go. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. See, this is the guy you're putting
you've just
your bets on.
My entire free.
But my point is all the hard work. All the hard work stuff Mount does. There are other players in the league that also do that hard work. That's my point.
See, this is your guy that you're hedging your bets on, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? He don't start for Chelsea.
No. My point is more on Mount isn't special as opposed to McTominay.
I agree with that.
That's my point.
See, Peter just said it. Prime is on drugs. Yes.
I'm not on drugs, dog.
That's what he take McTominay over Mount.
Whoa. We are on radio.
Yeah. Allegedly, people. When we say drugs, we
No,
mean
not alleged.
on life. He's happy in life.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. Maybe I'm too critical of our players, but it's just like
you do have a high level for your players, but I understand because you're trying to reach the pinnacle of football. So I get it.
But not even that. None of them have earned the tag to be great at anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Mount's.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
I don't think Mount's great, but I don't think Henderson's great either.
Yeah, but winning the Champions League has like fogged everyone's memory of these players. So it's like Havertz is a silky German, or Mount's this amazing player. This player is great. That player is great, and it's like a year ago we weren't saying this. So a Champions League run shouldn't change anything because by that logic, we should still be top right now because of certain points we've dropped because these certain players haven't turned up in. But whatever, I don't know.
And one thing we need to do before we leave is give Vieira his plaudits on what he's doing for doing at Crystal Palace.
Job.
Yeah,
because both of us sat
currently in the
there
league.
at the beginning of the season and said that they could be potential serious relegation candidates because Roy Hodgson goes, you've got that solidity, that strength in terms of navigating your way out of a relegation battle, and everyone panics thinking, now that foundation's gone, where are they going to go? What a job. But not just that, look at the players he's brought in. Edouard, great signing from Celtic, phenomenal signing. Gallagher on loan, phenomenal signing. He's made some shrewd signings. Let's not forget, they lost Townsend. Townsend was a big player for Palace. Eze's been injured. He has done a great job.
Yeah.
But, managing the Premier League isn't for some Premier League great midfielders, is it?
This guy, you pay, man. This guy is so petty. Moving on we'll go on to another side who are surprisingly, this is how bad the level of the Premier League is. That this team are currently sat 8th. Leicester, who won 4-0 on the weekend.
Right,
Leicester
VAR, get in the bin.
All right, we'll get you to the VAR segment of the show of straw hating and disliking and dissing VAR. How are they 8th? And people want to tell me this league is strong. How are Leicester 8th?
Have you seen Tottenham? Tottenham have got 2 games in hand over you. We could go 6 points clear.
That's crazy. Well, we'll deal with Spurs, innit? We got that in the back. That's calm. You know what I'm saying?
2 games in hand, they could go 6 points clear of you. I could have sit fourth.
The manager already said the level of Spurs is not that high. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to deal with Spurs. Bear in mind, one of those games they play Leicester away, Liverpool at home, Crystal Palace at home. Is the next 3. And it's Southampton away.
Liverpool at Anfield?
No, Liverpool at Spurs.
The Tottenham Stadium. Whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called anymore.
New Hart Lane, in it. We'll just call it that. But yeah, like legit. But how are Leicester 8th? What is going on? How are they 4 points off Arsenal?
I don't know.
5 points off us. This is crazy.
All I do know is that Rodgers is messing with my fantasy football. It's doing my head in. Where was Vardy?
Vardy was like on the bench because they scored 4 from.
Why is this guy?
Because it works for him. Maybe Vardy's the problem.
No, they're trying to phase Vardy out. That's why they bought Daka in.
They're
trying to phase Vardy out, and it didn't work at the start of the season, though. To be fair,
and we need to have a conversation as well. Not only in Leicester 8th, just how bad Newcastle are. And have you seen them on the fixtures? They've won 1 game. They're currently sat 19th.
What game?
And their fixture list is not kind. You know what I'm saying? Was it Norwich?
Game did they win?
Was it not Norwich?
Nope.
What was it, Burnley? See. Okay, things happen, innit? You know what I'm saying? In that. They only bounced back with a great win. I mean, a great draw against West Ham.
The game that I told you Newcastle was winning the entire run was Burnley, and you were having absolutely none of it.
Props to them.
You died.
Yeah, and you know who else is dying? Newcastle's hopes of survival in the Premier League. That's what else is also dying. They've won 1 game.
That happens to great managers. We lost against West Ham. You lost against West Ham. Sean Dyche lost against. It happens to great managers.
So people get moised in it. There's only 1 manager in the Premier League with a 100% record, but we move. As I was saying. 100% win record. There's only 1 man in the league.
Win record. Okay.
Yeah. There's only 1 man in the Premier League who's won 100% of his home games in the Premier League. There's only 1 man in the Premier League who's won 100% of his away games in the Premier League.
21 and 22.
Man in the Premier League who's never conceded a goal in the Premier League.
The man's had 2 games. Calm your little self down.
Hey, we don't deal with the intricacies. You get me? There was no lie in what I said.
This guy is the worst. Like,
This guy's trying to add details. You're trying to read terms and conditions.
This is how bad it is, yeah. Lewis is shameful. Flawless. No one's seen Shame as flawless, right? Because he's had nothing to be shameless about. This is just reaching. Like, this is just the surface. We are just scratching the surface with this. Absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, where's the lie? Show me where the lie is. When I've lied, stop me, innit?
This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is what I've got to deal with.
Away record.
This is what I've got to deal with.
Yeah, but I've seen
greatness.
I've seen United fans be worse.
So what happens when Rolly Ralph is on job?
I've seen flawless worse.
I'm just saying, Prime. Stop me when I'm wrong. Does he not have 100%? Does he not have 100% home winning record so far?
You struggled against Norwich.
Hey, what was the score?
You struggled against Norwich.
What was the score?
You struggled against Norwich.
What was the score?
Took a penalty.
What was the score? Did we score that penalty? Did we score the penalty?
I don't know. It took a penalty to win.
Took a penalty. You took 2 to win against Leeds. It happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these things happen. Did we score the penalties? Because, you know, some people miss penalties. It happens.
What, like who?
I'm saying players in general. Exactly. Under your guy, Ollie's guys. You get what I'm saying? You see how that? Ollie's there. We can't score penalties. Ollie leaves. We can score penalties. We get clean sheets back to back.
See what I mean?
Am I lying? Did we not? That's the first time in 9 months we've had clean sheets back.
This is genuinely turning into the Ralph show. Like, what is going on?
Hey, you say full title, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's Ralph Rangnick to you.
Right, yeah, I do apologise.
Yeah, you should apologise.
Full title, Ralph, who is not on the same level as Bielsa.
Yeah, Rolly Ralph. You know what I'm saying? It's same level as Bielsa. Got to finish above, got to chat to Brighton and them, man, before they get to us. All right, like.
Brighton, them, man. Shout out now.
Large your bell every time.
Yo, love Mel.
That quote will forever live on.
It's the fact that Brighton tweeted it. It just made like history. History.
And the thing is, when you type it on YouTube, it pops up like chat to Brighton.
It's honestly, it's one of them great moments in history.
It really is. And she was mad serious about it as well. That's the funniest thing. We're looking at the top of the table. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at our title chart. Go chat to Brighton, Fulham and them, man. That is A1.
It's just, but it's the fact that the one who was in charge of the Brighton Twitter sat there and waited for that result just to say Brighton, Fulham, and them, man, with like a wink face. I was like, oh wow!
Like the fact that Brighton and Fulham have just now been roped into one. Like I kind of want Fulham to just get promoted so we can run that again.
I know. I need Fulham to get promoted again.
I need Fulham to get promoted, just so we can go chat to Brighton, Fulham, and
them, man.
Yeah, Peter hated in the comments per usual, but it happens. It's okay. Just because Michael Carrick came and moved to you, man, it's cool. But he says Newcastle traveled to Merseyside twice and host the 2 Manchester clubs to end 2021. They're screwed. Facts, screwed. So they play Liverpool at Anfield, then the Manchester clubs back to back, then Everton away, and then they play Southampton. Then they've got Watford. Then they have Leeds. Then they have Everton again. So they're big games for them down the bottom end of the table. Because I don't think they beat Liverpool. I don't think they beat City. They definitely don't beat United. We moved to them comfy. Everton, you never know where they're going to be at that point.
No.
And then they've got the Southampton one. They've got Watford. They've got Newcastle. Then they got FA Cup third round tie versus Cambridge. But it could be peak. They could be legit going into 2022 with 1 win.
Do you think it's these? I don't really know what the record was before this whole happened. But do you think the new owners and Eddie Howe coming in, do you think that's affecting these players?
No, they were crap beforehand. This is why they're in the predicament they're in.
They weren't in relegation. Side. I know, but they weren't in relegation.
Prime. They've won 1 game all season.
I know, but were they in the relegation zone?
Yeah, they was in the relegation zone. Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay.
They've just been like terrible for the longest time because they don't have a good team.
No matter what manager they brought in, we're going to end up in this position because the players aren't good enough. Let's go through that season, right? Genuinely.
Go on, run through it.
Lascelles is not good enough to be a Premier League centre-back, right? You've got, for some reason, and I said this to Flawless the other week, was you've got a Swiss international centre-back who's played at the Euros and has played at a high level, and he wasn't being started. He starts starting and he scores, he's assisted a couple, right? You've got Jamal Lewis, who's got good potential, but he's really improving. You've got Mankio, isn't good enough. Never been good enough. John Joe Shelby isn't good enough for a Newcastle side that wants to be going in the direction that they're going in. Isaac Hayden, not good enough. Joe Willock's got the potential. Good squad player, but he's unproven at this level on a consistent run. You've got Joelinton, hard-working, but 40 million isn't cutting it, isn't good enough. Callum Wilson's a proven Premier League goal scorer. He needs the service. St. Maximum's a phenomenal talent. Almiron, for me, works hard, but he's not good enough, not got the end product. Dubravka's a good goalkeeper, but the entire squad isn't good enough. Hendrick,
just not good enough.
Not good enough. Like, realistically, they need 8 or 9 players in January. They need 2 centre-backs. If I was Newcastle, I'd go and get Ben Mee or Tarkowski as one of the centre-backs instantly.
You go get players from Burnley. Interesting. But go on.
Yeah, because...
Very interesting. Go on.
Yeah, because... So I'd go and get someone like that. I'd go and get Lingard.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'd definitely go and get Lingard. I'd go and get... I'd try and get someone... And this is going to be a wild one. I'd try and get an Ndombele. Someone like that. I would try and go and get someone that's got something different.
That's a shout. They have to. I've said this before. This January transfer window coming up for them is more important than the summer one. Because if they don't get this right and get players in, they're getting relegated. Peter said it in the comments. They've been there since August. They've been in the relegation zone since August.
Is it the worst thing if they get relegated?
Yes, absolutely horrendous for what they're trying to do. It sets their plan back 2, 3,
for their
4, 5 years.
Plan is the worst thing.
Yes.
I don't think so. It might set them back a year.
No, it's not back a number of years.
No, they can bounce back up.
No. I'm talking from sponsors, investment, kit deals, budgets.
Yeah, it messes up so much. Then you can't attract a certain like they would have come in and been like, all right, we're gonna sign this level of player, this caliber of player to get us out of the relegation zone and make us a mid-table side. They have this caliber of player to go into Europe. Then this caliber of player to then go further on up. Like Newcastle are far away from mid-table.
But you can still do, one, money talks, and two, you can do that in the champ. Didn't Wolves do that?
Here's the thing is about the championship, though. Here's the thing is, the players you're going to attract. That's the issue now.
Wolves were able to attract.
Now Wolves is different.
Ruben Neves and
Wolves is different. I'll tell you why Wolves is different. Wolves' owner has strong Portuguese links and has strong Portuguese links to said Portuguese agent, which then meant he was able to funnel them players through because he was going directly through the agent. He was a family friend. Newcastle don't have that. Newcastle don't have that kind of link.
They don't have that, but they've got money, one, and two, like you can get good loan deals in the Premier League.
That's what it is.
Or maybe buy again, like
loan deals could be
Lingard or whatever.
Loan deals can help them in January. What I'm saying is, if they don't get it right, they are getting relegated, and that messes up their plan. They have to go again with the plan. It sets your plan back 2 years now, and there's no guarantee they get out of the championship
straight away. No guarantee.
No guarantee.
If they sign correctly, they can. It's one season.
Yeah, I see that. And Peter says it here. Wolves worked with Mendes. They were handing players for cheaper than they should have been. And they are attracting serious players in the championship. People will want to attach their name to an uber-rich second division team. And that's what it is. This is why currently they're getting relegated. Because I do believe they are one of the worst teams in the league. They're bottom 3. When I look at the team and I'm like, yeah, like take out Callum Wilson and St. Maximum, there isn't much else there.
Keep St. Maximum.
Yeah, like though, but then St. Maximum teams are gonna look at him. Teams are gonna look at him. You don't think St. Maximum can do a job in? Put it this way: you were just gassing up Bielsa. You're telling me he doesn't do bits in the Bielsa team?
Yeah, because Bielsa is a quality manager, not because
No, that's what I'm saying. I want St. Maximum at Liverpool, so I think Klopp would transform into a different level player.
Okay, I just don't think he is that good.
I'm not saying he's high level, but I'm saying
I don't really
he's good enough in the Premier League.
Oh, Prime, why did you do this?
Not really. What is okay?
What's his ceiling? He's definitely top in a title-winning side. He could definitely be a squad player. He does a job for Chelsea. Absolutely,
a squad player. But the way he gets spoken about, it's a sip. He's one of the best wingers. No. He's got something which most wingers don't. He's got that it factor in terms of
he can drive with the ball and he can take on a team. He can dribble past players for fun. And if you're so, for example, if you're a Chelsea, and let's say Reece James is on the right hand side and he's completely wore that fullback down, you then bring on a St. Maximin for the last 20 minutes to drive the ball up the field. There's no one better.
But it's easier to do that when he's doing that on the counter attack. It looks great. And again, this is my same point with Gallagher. Can you do it breaking down low blocks? Because playing at a Liverpool or Chelsea, you have to do that weekend.
Okay. That's why I'm not saying he definitely start, but everyone else, outside the top 4, he's in contention to start for them.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone outside the top 4, he can start. Like he can start for.
He's better than Newcastle, 1,000%.
Yeah. See, and look, Peter says it. St. Maximin is 100% better than all our creative wingers right now.
Yeah,
I believe
but
he starts for you, man.
Yeah, but like I just said, like about 10 minutes ago, I don't rate our forward players.
It's fair enough.
So it's not.
Well, he doesn't
really
have that it factor. It's that directness. That's what it is.
That's what I think he can commit a man.
Yeah, like Liverpool, he would improve their squad. United, we just have a lot of players in those areas, as do Manchester City. Everyone else, he's starting for, he's in the squad, and he's like the first off the bench, like a Spurs, Leicester. You could argue who else? Wolves, whoever else. Because he's. Oh yeah, he definitely starts for Aston. You get you get more than 2 goals since January. Then you know what I'm saying.
He'd be their captain.
Yeah. Like he's better than Martinelli. He's better than Martinelli. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. He might. Yeah.
Come on, man. He's better than Martinelli. Yeah. Like, Martinelli's been living off that goal off Chelsea against Chelsea.
Oh, living off it though.
Yeah, he's living off that goal. Right, we are gonna close out the show, people, because this is absolutely flown by. It's always good talking to you, Prime Stro. Likewise, always good talking to you. Love to everyone who is locked in. Please make sure whether you're watching this live on the YouTube right now or watching it back, you hit the like button. Subscribe to the Pi Radio YouTube. Big up everyone listening via DAB or more traditional radio means. Prime, anything you want to add and let them know where they can find you as well.
You can find me on the Football Terrace. You can check out my own socials. Just type in Adams Prime and McMount. That's all I have to say.
This guy. Yo, Stro seals out, but big up to everyone that's locked in. We appreciate it.
Yo, salute to everyone that's locked in. Obviously, make sure you go subscribe to Pi Radio. Go subscribe to Prime. Just support everyone, man. It's a Christmas festive period. Let's just enjoy it. But salute to everyone that's watching. We will be back next Monday in some capacity. From a third eye view in terms of Christmas special, which me and Flores are going to sort out. Just make sure you tune in. But apart from that, peace to all the fans and salute, and we're out.